What I want to demo for you in this video is a link manager widget. So here is my widget splash screen, and I'm going into the link manager widget. This is what it looks like. It's a very simple idea. It is a way to manage links. I come across a lot of links in my daily activities, and sometimes I come to a link and I want to keep track of it. So I'll give you an example of this. A good example is yoga videos. I started doing yoga a lot during the lockdowns because the gym is no longer open. And I found some videos I liked, but it took kind of a lot of work to find good videos. YouTube is full of videos like this, and some of them I like, some of them I don't like. But I collected all the ones that I liked, and I put them together in a widget and put the links into my link manager widget. So that's that way. Another category is API docs. By the way, here's the YouTube link.
Hey, welcome back.
So it's this guy giving us a yoga
in.
video. Here is another thing that's useful for me, which is links to API docs. So I use a lot of Hadoop, Avro, Java stuff. I'm constantly, whenever I have to use regular expressions in Java, I have to look up the documentation. So here it is. Of course, for something like this, I could always go and search for it on Google, right? I could Avro generic record. But what happens there is I don't necessarily get the right version. So most of my code uses version 1.7.6. So I'm searching here and I'm getting 1.8.2. Sometimes I get, well, this API documentation is on the internet in a lot of places. So this is the correct link that I want to refer to in the future. And from here I can jump off to other classes in the Avro package. So I can look at Avro Reducer, for example. All right, so that's the idea of the link manager. Let me now just show you how it works. It has a little, you click new, you type in a name for the link, you find some random, whatever the link is you want, you put it there. This is not a real link. Here is, oh, why don't I do a real link? All right, so here's generic record 1. What's the version number of this? Current, right? We'll call it current Java. Avro generic record current. All right. So then we go back there. Here's the new record, and it takes me to this link. So fine. So that's really fine. I can change categories with this little drop down. It's easy. I can look at my categories. This one is a little bit clunkier, but I can, for example, new category. And then delete it if I want. By the way, most of these I can't delete, and what I do instead is this link will make it inactive, so it won't show up anymore. And that's because these are, you don't want to delete the category if there's still links in that category. So it's better to deactivate something so it doesn't show up anymore instead of actually deleting it. But this one has 0 links, so I'll just delete it. That's the idea of how it works. Let me show you a little bit of the back end. So here actually is, I'm in the SQLite. I'm in the SQLite database, and here's the schema. So there's 2 tables, link main and link category. This is the maps. This is the maps view. And let's see. So we'll do the query of the views. Select star from link category. So that gives me this whole list here, right? API docs, Chinese, blah, blah, blah. That's all there. And then this is going to be the maps category, which is ID 10. So I say select star from link main where cat ID equals 10. That's this data set here. Berkeley weather map, air quality Berkeley. I've got a lot of links about air quality these days. I'll do a new one, my cool map. Go back there just to show you that that's flowing through. You can see that this record has appeared. And now I'm going to just delete that. That's the main overview of how it works. Now I'm going to jump into the code a little bit. Let's see, I'll show this in the GitHub repo. So this is the link to the repo. Here's the gallery, and then the links is the name of the widget. And it's just one file, you can see. And in fact, it's only about 500 lines. I've actually got a new version, so I'll show you this version instead. So there's some JavaScript. All of these functions are things like creating new records, deleting records, deleting categories. This, if you scroll down here, you can see the code that actually generates the table. So this function redisplay main table creates the main table listing. Right, so this is basically this view is created by this function here. It shows you the ID, the category, the short description, the link, and then a couple of options. So those are those table headers. And then it just goes through and composes some HTML for the table, and then puts that string, table string, into the span. So the span down here is named, let's see, link table. Now this one is a little bit interesting because it's really a single page application. All of these views are coming from the same HTML file, JSP file. So for example, so there's 3 views, right? There's an edit link view, there's a category overview, and then there's the main link manager listing. And the way that works is this page component trick. So there's a couple of spans here called with the page component class. So link manager, link info, and category info. So those correspond to the 3 views of this data. And there's a function here, get page component, and that says that gives you the component that you want to highlight, that you want to display on the page. And these all the other page component elements are going to be marked as hidden. So you get the page component you want to view, mark that one as visible, and mark all the others as hidden. That's how you do the toggling between different views. And this function, you can see, depends on a little bit of state for the page. So edit, study item, and study category. And those are defined up here. So those are an ID of a link we want to edit. So if this item ID is not -1, we're in the link edit view. And then a study category, which is true or false. If it's true, we're in the category overview as opposed to the link overview. That is the big idea. It's pretty simple. And I hope you learned something from this video. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Thanks a lot.